gardening friends. I'm back. Tea Time Tuesday. I'm Lark, and I'm a senior gardener in a senior community, and I want to take you on my journey with me. It's Wisconsin, and it's about 60 degrees out today, and oh boy, have we been longing for this good weather. The wind is a little breeze, that's it. And I'd like to show you my garlic first of all. Oh, wait, back up. I had a wonderful winter. So did Dave. Many of you've been asking about how we're doing, and we're doing really good. We had a little bout at Christmas with COVID, very mild, and no, Mom did not get it. So that's that. We bounced back good. And I planted, back to my garlic, I planted my garlic October 28th, I think. And I planted 152 bulbs. And I planted so many because I ran out this year. I make fire cider and I take it daily. And when I'm sick, I increase the fire cider. So I need more garlic this year. So 4 feet by 4 feet is garlic here. Then under this plastic over here by the concrete reinforcement, some of you call it cattle panel, but my concrete guys here on campus had some pieces left over, so they gave it to me. I put plastic over the earth where I'm going to plant my peas probably in about a week to warm the soil up. But I'm pre-sprouting my peas using the paper towel method, soaking them, putting them in between paper towel and then in a plastic bag. So that creates a very moist area for it. And I put it on top of my fridge so it's a little warm, not too warm. And I did that yesterday, so I'm going to give it about 3 days and they should sprout. I will let the tail get a little longer before I put them in some warm soil. Now they like a little warm, I think, for germination. So my method works pretty good. I'm not the only one that does this, but a lot of people on YouTube do it. So peas, sugar snap peas go in here. In fall, I prepared all my paths with laying a new layer of cardboard down and straw. I like doing it then instead of in spring now, so it's all prepared and kind of compacted. The rest of the garden area here in the community garden is going to put granite down, like over here. There they put granite down, and they did not put a weed barrier down, and you can see that it's getting some weeds in. And Dave goes around and sprays that area with 30% vinegar, and it keeps it under control. I asked them if they wanted me to remove this straw, and the people who have gardens butted up to mine said, nope, we'd rather brush away straw than stones. So the community said I can have this straw here, so that's a good thing. The water is not hooked up or turned on yet. We have quite a few spigots here. I'd say about 7 for this area, 8 spigots. So we all have easy watering for our gardens. Here I planted, about 3 days ago, some beets, radish, romaine lettuce, some spinach, and carrots. And I didn't cover them up with mulch after I planted the seed. I want the sun to get to the dark colored earth, the compost, and heat up the soil. Once they've sprouted, I will push the mulch back again over the seedlings. I put chicken wire on top because I have a bird problem with pecking at all this nice compost I have. I have shredded leaves. I think I have a video of last October where Dave shredded these for me in a garbage can, and used a string trimmer with a garbage can full of leaves and broke the leaves down real fine for me. So this is my first year doing that. Instead of putting straw on here, I'm going to put crushed leaves. So the leaves will go back over that. These are galvanized 12-inch raised beds, and they're filled with organic soil. And this year I am not adding any more soil. I'm just going to keep amending the top part with crushed leaves and comfrey leaves, green comfrey leaves. We'll chop those up and that'll be the green matter. So I'll continually put that on. The other thing I've been working on is just trying, is putting a cloche over a couple seedlings. Let's see. Yep, I'm going to keep this on till the sun comes around a little better so it's warmer in here. Okay, in here I planted about 5 kale seeds and 5 Swiss chard seeds because I had the seed. I like to buy plants now that I live here. I don't start things from seed in the house or in the apartment. So I'm just trying it because I have the seeds. Old water bottle, and I cut out the bottom, put a couple holes in the bottom so I could put hairpins in to the bottle and then stick them into the earth so this bottle won't blow over. Kept the top on until it gets warm. So here, what did I plant? Oh, I didn't have any markers with me. I planted cilantro seed and parsley seed. So kale, they each have about 5-6 seeds in here. If they all come, then I'll transplant another kale over here, 2 kales, 2 Swiss chards, and 2 broccolis. The broccoli plants I'm going to buy, but soon, because broccoli can be put in very soon. That's my plan, and I rotated my beds. I'm lucky enough to have several beds now, so one year the tomatoes are in one spot and the next year they're in another bed. Crop rotation on a small scale. I will use the perimeter fence again for other veggies and flowers. Well, this spring season, our Veggie Garden Club got together and designated some of the new beds to new people. We had a few left over. And these are raised beds. They're probably about 3 feet high. And we have several new couples and single people that are interested in gardening. So they're building, I think it's 4 more of these raised beds. It's nice to see them have an interest in gardening. I'm not exactly sure where I'm putting everything yet. I will plan it out on paper first, but all I know is that I will rotate. Now, early this spring when we had our garden meeting, one of the people, a couple, are not comfortable gardening in the ground anymore, and they had and I think you can look at some of my old videos, they had their garden bed over here, and very weedy, very hard for them to get down and pull the weeds. They did hoe, but it chops up the roots, especially of quackgrass, and just distributes it more. So at the meeting, it was said I could have this. This is about 8 by 6 area. So I prepared it. I pulled the weeds first, the big weeds like the quackgrass and dandelion and what else was in there? Well, then quackgrass, and that I really made sure I got the root. The dandelion, I got almost all the root. Then I covered in cardboard, very thick cardboard, and I covered it with straw. Then a couple, maybe a week later, the couple said now they don't want the next section of garden. In fact, they don't want any of the in-ground garden. So I'm planting in this one that I already prepared. Now this area here, I am preparing now. I don't know if I'll be planting in it or if someone else will. If they do not want to do in-ground planting by June 1st, then I'm taking it. And what I am doing, so you'll see, oh, chickweeds in here too. So what I do is dig out the biggest clumps of weed, and I do dig them out. I don't just pull them. And then there's also creeping Charlie with the blue flower, and then regular grass, and dandelions, and quackgrass. So I still have this section to do here. You can see I covered it with cardboard, and I will put straw on top. Now, right, they're gonna have that granite, that crushed granite right here. Right here is where the garden is going to end. So I have a board, probably about 6 inches high, and I'm just gonna put a barrier in here to help keep that granite from going into my garden. Now, if I do have this area, I will leave the cardboard down. I will leave the straw down. I will cut a hole in the cardboard and then plant my start. And I think what I might put over here is tomatoes and peppers. This happens to be more of the sunny area. And I think it might work out okay with disease, with fungal disease, being that it's not going to be laying on the ground. It's going to be laying on the cardboard and the straw. So it's an experiment. I will see if it works, the tomatoes and the peppers. And I'll plant maybe quite a few so I can share it with the residents. I certainly don't can anymore, and they appreciate the fresh produce. I will use the fence for like cucumbers, and I might start cucumbers and tomatoes a little later too, like a month after I plant the first ones, which is usually June 1st. And that'll give me maybe some tomatoes and cucumbers that don't have the fungal disease, which I seem to always get. So that's inside here. All this way is going to be, on the ground is going to be granite. I did suggest that they put cardboard down first. That cardboard was put down last year, but they didn't. I threw some straw over that. They had a few, but I wasn't taking it upon myself to keep this up. So I suggested they take and put cardboard down first. We'll see if they do it. Let's go look at my herbs, okay? So if you remember, my herbs are over in the park where I covered the ground with cardboard again and bark. This area the critters get to be in, but most critters don't like herbs. This has kept the weeds down pretty good. Quackgrass is always the biggest problem. Again, Dave tries getting this fence line, and he'll get it early, like this stuff here on the ground, so it doesn't keep spreading and nobody has any plants planted in there. so he doesn't have to be afraid of the drift in the air of the 30% vinegar. But I keep at it out here, and he tries to keep at it on the edge. This fence comes in handy for our tomato cages so they don't get blown all over during the winter. So my herbs here, I tried to transplant some purslane and chickweed and what was the other one I tried? Plantain. It didn't work as good as seeds, so I did the transplant, and then I also sprinkled seeds in this area. So I can see that the chickweed is coming here, and that looks like a transplant. We'll see if the seeds come. And some of the, I use markers, lines. I cut up lines for the markers. But what happens is the writing fades with the sun. So I have to make sure I put the name above so I can see it, and then the name below that's sunk in the ground so it doesn't fade. I don't know what this one is, but I know it's a plant. So what else is coming? Other herbs here, I won't elaborate on it right now, but the wild yarrow is coming, white yarrow, and I use that medicinally, and it stops bleeding. That's one thing that's what I used it for, but it makes a good herbal tea too. So peppermint's in here, and lavender came back. I can tell it's coming from the bottom. I can see life. And I had this all covered with straw. And this is my sage. I'm hoping it comes back. Rosemary is in the building under grow lights for the winter. So that's it, my friends. This is the garden here. Scan the garden. Come this way, you're getting the tomato posts. This is my community. Hope to enjoy a season with you, another gardening season. So take care and come back for Tea Time Tuesday next week. Bye-bye.